Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Black Women Amplified, the podcast. Your host, Monica Wisdom Tyson, brings you downloadable conversations that matter to women around the globe. We discuss all things Black girl magic, amplify our voices, and transform our challenges into triumphs. Monica calls on her league of extraordinary women to push our boundaries, share their expertise, and stories of personal transformation. Welcome your host of Black Women Amplified, Monica Wisdom Tyson.
Hello, Black Women Amplified family. This is your girl, Monica Wisdom, and I'm so excited to be with you today. It is a glorious Sunday afternoon, and I decided, hey, why not record an episode? So I'm glad that you can join me. I don't know when you'll hear this, but on my end, it is Sunday afternoon around 2:40, and I'm coming to you today. It is full of sunshine outside. The wind is whipping. And I said, hey, I got an inspiration for this episode, so I wanted to share it as quickly as possible. Because as you know, us Gen X women, things are easily forgotten. So I wanted to get it down and get it to you and hope that you truly enjoy it. But before we get into the episode, I want to remind you to visit www.blackwomenamplified.com. We have a shop over there where you can buy merchandise. We also have a curated life area, which is my favorite things. Oprah has her favorite things and I have mine, and I'll be adding to it often. Things that I enjoy, things that help me through my Gen X life, from business to lifestyle, all the things. How I run my business, tools that I use, to help you all out in your journey of business, entrepreneurship, life, the soft life, all the things. So it's under the curated life tab. And like I said, there's also a merchandise shop where you can buy hats and t-shirts with the Black Women Amplified logo, as well as journals and other things. So that's a great way and a simple way to support the podcast outside of listening, sharing, rating, and reviewing. Now let's get into this episode because it's a real juicy one. It's a delicious episode. We're going to talk about soul food. So in this series, The Soft Life is Political, we're having a conversation because Black women have decided to step back, recharge, recalibrate, and just live life a bit differently, luxuriate in who we are and what we offer, knowing that we make good choices politically, and that we're looking at life a bit differently, and also allowing others to step up and do their part. We can't always be out in front because it's not benefiting us in many ways. So let's get into this conversation, this delicious conversation about soul food. And no, I don't mean what's on your plate, although I would love a great plate of greens and macaroni and cheese right now. I'm talking about what we're feeding our life. What you're feeding yourself, sis. The music, the shows, the conversations, the people, the energy. You know, I have to ask, are you feeding yourself peace or are you feeding your triggers? Because we know our environment can trigger us. We always talk about microaggressions, but typically we look at that through the lens of what others say to us, other communities, other races, other people say to us. But we don't often think about it in what we're listening to, our music and watching on television, the movies that we watch, the environments that we put ourselves into. Because here's the thing, we don't always realize it, but we can self-trigger just by what we take in, what we feed our soul. And if you're trying to live the soft life, you've got to be intentional about what's on your life's menu, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. You got to evolve. People around you might stay the same, but your conversation is changing. And that is not a problem. That's growth. Things change and things evolve. We all age, and that's life. But how are you evolving through it? The answer to that question is your innate power. Sure, we can talk about the physical parts, better eating, moving more, and all that, but nourishment isn't just physical. It's your environment, your boundaries, your values. It is the place where you protect your peace, and it's how you simply pour back into yourself. As you grow, your needs shift, I should say. As you grow, your needs shift. And your soul, just like your palate, starts craving different things. You don't eat like a toddler anymore most of the time. Sometimes you crave that sugary candy. But now you might want some delicious chocolate. You know, I saw on the interwebs people are eating chicken nuggets and caviar. Talk about a melding of two worlds of toddler and grown. And your mind is asking for more stillness. And the stuff that used to matter might not matter anymore, which includes some folks you used to ride with or ride for. It doesn't mean you're lost, it means you're becoming. And there's nothing wrong with you, you're evolving. And we don't talk about what that really looks like enough. We often talk about aging, getting older. There's a conversation about menopause happening. But the truth is, these are natural progressions of life, and it's different for everybody. I heard one woman say there's 144 symptoms of menopause. I'm like, okay, our bodies are changing, and that's natural. And I don't think that the conversation, whether I'm not talking about whether the conversation needs to happen or not, I just need us to realize there's nothing wrong with us. This is a part of our evolution as women. But here's the thing, in this culture, American culture, I don't know about other cultures. I don't see it when I have traveled around the world from Africa, the continent, South Africa, Ghana, when I've been to Thailand, when I've been to Europe, all of these different places I've been to, I never hear the same conversations about youth that I hear in America. We are obsessed with being young. Everything is about staying young, looking young, feeling young. But here's the thing, we're putting a lot of energy into chasing who we used to be instead of embracing who we're becoming. I mean, let's break this down. Let's really break this down. Let's break it on down. As many of you know, I was a cosmetologist for 35 years. I'm still a cosmetologist. It's more than half of my life. And because I was able to work with major companies like Schwarzkopf and Sebastian and consult with companies like Carol's Daughter and Great Links, I saw the inner workings of the beauty industry, right? And so I get industry magazines that the general public doesn't get and that a lot of hairstylists don't get because I got to see the back end of the industry part, the business side. And the beauty industry will have you, when I say the beauty industry, I'm including body care, skin care, hair care, all the things, nails, all the things. And what is happening, which doesn't happen around the world, it is specifically an American thing for the most part. It might be Canadian, it might be British, I don't know. But I know in America, because of this youth culture, people spend a fortune on anti-aging products. Another version of a youth serum, trying to look young, keep it tight and right. But let's keep it real. The best thing you could do for your skin is drink water, sleep well, gently exfoliate, and mind your business. That is the real formula. You don't need 50 products, sis, you just need peace. There's nothing beautiful than seeing a woman who is aging gracefully, who is at peace with herself, who understands who she is, who is confident, who's not chasing Botox and fillers and BBLs and all the things. Now, do what you want to do. I'm not judging. I look, but I don't judge. But I just want you to understand there's a whole different reality. I mean, there's a segment of culture in Japan where the people are over 100. Most of the people in this particular city, it's escaping me. My Gen X brain is on full effect, but it's escaping me because these people, most of the people are over 100 years old and they're riding bikes, right? But in this country, people are buying products to make you feel better. They're changing their body, they're whipping their hair back and forth, trying to look a certain aesthetic, right? Comparing yourself to social media. Here's the thing. Comparison on social media is the death of your soul. And I know it firsthand. Social media, if you're scrolling constantly, you will feel bad about yourself often. And you will try and figure out, well, what are they wearing? What are they using? Let me go buy that. Go look under your cabinet in your bathroom and see how many times you've done that. How you've ordered off the TikTok or the Instagram. Here's the thing. Let me break this down. Anti-aging is a marketing catchphrase. In other countries, it's just called moisturizer. Because aging is not something that people fight. It's something that we should honor. Yes, your body changes. Your skin doesn't shed okay, let's get real technical. Every day, just like your hair sheds, you lose 150 strands a day. Your skin sheds. It sloughs off, and the older you get, the less it sloughs off. So yes, you need products that will help that process. Gentle exfoliation. Those machines like Skin Sonic that you can use with your regular moisturizer and your regular products. But there's no serum in the world that's going to stop the evolution of who you are. So what matters is that you turned into your body to tune into yourself, your mind, your spirit, and you ask your body, your mind, and your spirit, what do you need, right? So that's the true skincare. That's the true body care. It's not seeing what the rest of the world is doing, but trying to figure out and listen to what you need as an individual. Because everybody's evolution is unique. It's as unique as our fingerprint. Because it's not just your body, but in your life and in your spirit and in your space. Those are the shifts that we should be concentrating on. I see people on the internet, because watching the internet is part of my job, being in the public and being aware of what's happening so I can have these conversations. I see the people pull out all the things they use for their skincare. And I sit back and say, wow, let's see, you just need a good cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer, maybe some oil, something to exfoliate, a good mask. Pretty much it. 5 products. Something that's natural and healing to your skin, that has great professional grade ingredients, and very few ingredients. The less ingredients, the better. The top 5 should be the top ingredients. And how the ingredient list works, let me just go back into my cosmetology head. The most that's in the bottle, like the highest concentration of something, is at the top of the list. And as it goes down, that's the least. So for instance, it might say aloe vera. But is aloe vera at the top or is aloe vera at the bottom? If aloe vera is at the bottom, they might have literally just poured it over an aloe vera leaf just to get the bare essence of aloe vera, but they could put it on the bottle. So you think you're getting the nourishment of aloe vera, but you're just really getting a little subtle bit. But here's the thing. beyond all of that, that's just a little lesson from a seasoned professional of why anti-aging is a marketing tool, not an actual thing. It's not a thing. But what is a thing is how you feel about yourself. That's the shift. What makes you feel old isn't just age, it's stress. It's disconnection. It's living out of alignment with ourselves. But when you start listening inward, like I talk about, trust that inner knowing, everything changes. Your pace, the people you're around, your priorities. Biology plays a part for sure, but aging is just mental. Aging is about how you see yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you love yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, you can have a 3-year-old child who acts old, and then you can have a 75-year-old man who's acting like a big old kid and running the country. I digress. But here's the thing. How you see yourself, like I said, how you talk to yourself, and how you love on yourself is the shift that we need to look at now. That is the soft life. I think about Stephen Hawkins. If you don't know who he is, he's this thought leader. He's passed away. But his body use was limited. He was in a wheelchair and he couldn't speak, but he found tools to speak because his mind was brilliant and very expansive. And he was known for his mind up until the time he passed. Even now, people reference Stephen Hawkins. But here's the thing. He didn't allow his situations, his body, or his circumstances to determine who he was. Because in his mind, he was a great leader. So he became a great leader. And then I think about these women in the 70s who are out here running marathons and doing bodybuilding contests who look amazing because their body their body might be aging, but their mind has evolved into a different place. So they're able to do things that maybe they've never been able to do before. Because feeling old is just how you think. But evolution is something much bigger and more expansive. And then look at Gayle King. She's going to space at 70, 71. So don't let anybody ever tell you it's too late. Evolution isn't just for the young. It's for the present. It's for this moment. It's for the woman who stops and asks herself, who am I becoming? How do I want to feel in this chapter? And who's walking with me? Who is walking with me is so important. Your sister circle is everything. There is a way that Black women live their lives in community that is so healing. I remember when I was going through some things and I tried therapy. Therapy didn't work for me, and I've talked about it on this podcast. It didn't work for me. And of course I went before there was trauma-informed therapy. But the truth of the matter, and I've talked about it, is they don't really study us, right? And that's why it's important to go to a Black woman therapist if that's the route that you choose to do. But a lot of my healing comes in sisterhood, right? It comes with those sister friends who tell me how it is, whether it's my group of friends or it's women's retreats that I go to that are predominantly Black women and women of color, because there's a healing that comes in community, and it's our natural way of being as Black people. If you take the time to study cultures from Africa or Native American, the places where we're from, you will see that community was everything. And community is not what we think, like going to the YMCA. Community is about ensuring that everybody in your tribe is doing well. That's community. So here's the thing, as we close out. Don't chase your younger self. Appreciate her, honor her, love her, thank her for getting you to where you are right now. She's the one that got you here. Celebrate her, but don't stay stuck in her. And I'm not saying don't color your hair, don't get the tight clothes. If that's what makes you feel sexy, go for it. But go for it from the perspective of, this is what makes me feel sexy now. Not, this is how I used to be sexy. Find your new sexy in this moment right now. Because this is where your next chapter begins. Write it with love, write it with power, write it with softness. Because here's the thing. You get to decide who you want to be. You have the knowledge, the experience, the accolades. You belong to the organizations, all the things. You've been through a gamut of life. People have passed away. You've been married or not. You've had children or not. The choices you have made have gotten you to this point. But it's at some point we have to put that aside and sit and look at who we are in this moment and who do we want to be in our next chapter. And that begins with self-grace, self-realization, and self-love. And that, my dears, is the soft life. And we step back from them so we can step into ourselves. And it is all yours to claim. You decide your next chapter. So thank you again for tuning in to the Black Women Amplified podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Listen to it again. Take notes. Pull out your pad and your paper because there's some gems inside of this episode. And answer the questions. Answer the questions. Who am I becoming? How do I want to feel in this next chapter? And who is walking with me? Because at the end of the day, it's your life, your choice, and you get to make it exactly what you want it to be. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, if this is your first time listening to this series, go back to episode 1 of season 5 and just keep listening, enjoying, sharing, rating, and reviewing. And don't forget to go to blackwomenamplified.com, pick up your t-shirt, pick up your journal, go to the Curated Life. That's where you'll find our journals, the Soft Life Blueprint, and as well as Next Chapter, which is a self-discovery journey through a journal. And it has adult coloring pages, beautifully designed with affirmations, as well as a goal-setting section in the back for that big dream that you want to accomplish. So Next Chapter and the Soft Life Blueprint are available in the Curated Life section of the Black Women Amplified website.
Thank you for listening to Black Women Amplified. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to subscribe and log on to blackwomenamplified.com for more information. Keep shining.